Yo, what's up? So I'm gonna go through this pretty quick. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to explain you that my guy Tanner, my partner Tanner, we actually have a group that we have created. It is blowing up, guys. If you are looking for a community like ours that's going to help you grow your knowledge, that's going to help you become a better trader, make a lot of money, quit your job, whatever the case may be for you, this is the group for you. Let me actually show you what we have in our group. Then I'm going to get into the video of USDCAD. Today I'm going to be breaking down the USDCAD and what happened today. A lot of traders probably lost a lot of money, and I think it's important that we explain why. But give me 1 second. So as you guys can see here, my group, we have over 40 members. We've been up and running for about 2 weeks, but we have all these different options here. And Tanner, if you want to chime in, you can. But we have all these different options here. So we got the rules, the announcement. We even welcome people as they're coming in, guys. We have a welcome section, okay? As people come in, we'll welcome them in because we want you guys to know we're not just here to take your $50 a month. We want to help you grow. We want to help you succeed, okay? We actually got a couple of comments. If you guys see, this guy Antonio says, listen to the weekly analysis video. I can say that I was sure I am super happy, okay? So this is not something that we're just doing just to be doing. We have a bunch of people happy about, okay, here goes another guy, right? So it's just so amazing that and humbling on how we're doing this. This is the weekly analysis that he's talking about. We do these every week, and particularly we actually do it twice a week, okay? And then as you guys can tell, we're not those CEOs or bosses that's just not chiming in and helping people. We are literally helping people. So let me go to the CAD pairs, and as you guys can tell, I'm Terry D, and you see I am actively talking to our people. So it's Tanner. We're letting people know what to look for and what charts, right? Like here I predicted that USDCAD was going to make a W, right? Now, unfortunately on the M15 this didn't happen, but let me explain why, okay? So give me 1 second. I just wanted to show you guys what we have in our video, or sorry, in our group, what gets you to $50 a month. And honestly, it's a free trial. If you don't like the group, guys, you guys can cancel whenever. But I promise you, once you see all this stuff that we have available to you, you will love it and you will join. So without further ado, let's get to the reason why you came to this video. Give me 1 second, okay? Let me switch over for you, and then boom, here we go. USDCAD. So if you guys not know this, around 4 o'clock, the spreads always do this weird stuff. So typically, if you are a new trader or never experienced this, around 4 o'clock, the spread just does something weird. Meaning, if you are, let's say, positive $110, you're going to be negative $105, right? The reason why is because the spread actually just kind of goes crazy. And if Tanner, if you want to elaborate on that, you go ahead.
Yeah, so a lot of the reasons why the spread would go crazy is that the typical trading day ends around 4. That's when you see a daily close. And after that period, you see a lot of liquidity actually leave the market. And when that happens, you see the spread go absolutely crazy because at the end of the day, these brokers need to make their commissions, and they can't do it from the high volume that's in the market anymore. They have to do it from the level of spread they're getting and the lower volume. And so that's what happens whenever there's a low liquidity in the market and not very many traders actually trading at that point in time. You'll see that happen quite often with the exotic pairs. And that's why their spreads are so high, because there's not a lot of traders that actually trade them.
Right. So as you guys can tell, he's the detail guru. I really suck at details, but try my best to explain this to you guys on why USDCAD did not do as projected today. So if we're looking at the H4 on a USDCAD pair, I typically always draw out my lines on a USDCAD. So I zoom all the way out, and I'm looking for where it's been touching. So let me zoom out. Okay, so you guys can see this move somehow. Give me 1 second. It's gonna let me do it. Let me just delete this one and do another one. So if you guys don't know how to draw a horizontal line, you come over here, you see where it says draw a horizontal line, you literally just click it and then just click it on your chart, okay? So what I was looking for was when was it actually touching, right? So I would say, let me zoom in. So the market's been intentionally been staying in this area here, right? And actually, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. So I can tell you strategies on why this didn't happen the way we planned, but realistically, if you're just looking at the overall market on this pair, it's been shooting down sometime. Looking at the H1, looking at the M30, or just looking at the M15. So when I woke up this morning, I woke up and seen that overall this has been shooting down for quite some time. So common sense tells me, well, it's about to come up. Well, unfortunately today for a lot of traders, USDCAD kept dropping. And if you was in a sell position, you would have caught over that 122 pips. And that's if you traded up here when it started to drop. Okay, so a lot of traders use the RSI. A lot of traders use the RSI today. Excuse me, or they use the shock out of water method, or they use the stochastics that my guy Tanner used. And unfortunately today, these indicators did not work. Even the alligator, right? The alligator actually, if I can show you guys on my phone, I will, but the alligator actually showed you, let me show what the alligator did. Give me 1 second. Try not to make this as long, but so the alligator actually shows that the market overall was still headed down. So out of all of these indicators here, it was kind of false. But the alligator showed that it was going to continue to shoot down. So overall, I would say, give me a second. If you want to do the text side, I'm going to say the reason why this never shot up is because if you see this red line here, let me actually get rid of the alligator so you guys can see it clear. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, it's not gonna. It's playing with me. Give me 1 second. Let me move this alligator out your way. Delete. Okay. So if you look at this red line here, this is the 20 moving average. Okay. So let me make sure. Okay. If you look here, guys, the candlesticks on the M15 has been respecting the 20 moving average. Okay. Anytime it tried to come up, it'll touch it, and then it'll come down, right? And then as you guys can tell, it continue in the downward trend. And then let me zoom in for you. So it was in a downward trend, and then it tried to push back up, and then it came back down. And then it finally pushed up just a hair, right? And guess what it did? Came back down. So it has really, this pair has really been respecting the 20 moving average all day, and I think it was all day yesterday as well. So overall, really, the 20 moving average has just been respected on this pair. I mean, let's go look at the H4. Okay, so even on the H4, we'll go back to, let's see, let's go back to.
Whenever you get done showing this, I have a couple things that I'll add as well.
I got you. Let's go back to June 15th. Okay, so looking at June 15th, you see, like I told you, this red line here is my 20 moving average. On the H4, it has literally been stagnant, right? So obviously you got the 50, you got the 20, you got the 200. But as you guys can tell, the 20 is actually when the candlestick's been making its movements. So as it shot down, right, the 20 moving average had a little bit of a spread here, and that kind of overall projected that it was going to continue in this downward trend. Now, I would say this is eventually going to come up if I'm looking at the RSI, because H4 on the RSI is at 28. The shock out of water method is actually look like it's a shark fin here, and it's going to come up. And the stochastics actually look like it's going to come up as well. but as it has been doing the last couple of days, it's been really respecting this 20 moving average. Okay, so if it does come up, guys, I'm gonna tell you that it's gonna come up maybe about right here and then shoot back down. So you maybe can catch it going up maybe 30 pips, maybe 20 to 30 pips realistically and get out. Because once this 20 moving average comes down to touch these candlesticks, it's probably overall going to continue to shoot down. Anyways, um, that's all I got for you. I'll let Tanner chime in and tell you what his thoughts in it. We are two different traders, and yeah. So go ahead, buddy.
So I'm gonna actually request control of your screen here.
Go ahead.
And so I typically tend to be a little bit more of a swing trader. And so Terry is a little bit more of a scalper, and I'm a bit more of a swing trader. What I actually see here is if you zoom out, so this has definitely been in a sideways trend. It's been going in this channel. And so if you were to have drawn your channel like this, what you actually notice is that you probably could have used stochastic to indicate the buys and the sells throughout this, because it's just been bouncing back and forth this entire time since about the beginning of June, or towards the beginning of June. But whenever you go to look at the beginning or the end of this channel, this actually starts to look like potentially a channel break. And so what I might be looking to see is this thing has come out like this. And so now what I might see is a retrace back to this channel resistance line, and then a further downward momentum. And so when you see that, this 20 moving average is probably going to come in just like this. And just as Terry said, you're probably going to see a little bit of a retrace back up to here in this area. Probably see, like Terry said, about 20 to 30 pips on the retrace. And then it'll probably shoot back down to respect this 20 moving average. Just know that, I don't tend to be a counter trend trader. And this retrace appears to be, at this point in time, a counter trend trade. Not to say that it can't shoot up and go back into this channel or shoot past this channel by any means, but that's just currently what the market looks like. And this might be something that I'm looking to see, since we've had a well-respected channel line here with several touches. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is now 4 touches in the break. And so now we're seeing potentially this pattern play out here. Again, you want to wait for confirmation on these things, but a really good way to trade this for a swing trade might be to put your stop loss right behind your moving averages and make your entry right here whenever you see a bearish candle confirmation pattern on the resistance line. So that might be something that you expect to see. Make sure you wait for confirmation, and that's just kind of my thoughts on this. Let me take a look at the daily to make sure there's nothing crazy going on here. So we might see a little bit of resistance in this area. So we might see this kind of play out right to this area. And so when we go back to the H4, we're probably going to see a little bit of resistance right in here. But that's kind of my thoughts. I tend to play the higher time frames and be more of a swing trader. I'm going to give you back control here.
All right. No, that's it, guys. That's overall. That's overall what we're thinking on USDCAD. Like I said, the reason why a lot of people lost today, because they was looking at the RSI, and the RSI did project that it was going to go up. It just didn't. I mean, I think it got as low as 21. I've honestly never seen it on H4, so I as well thought it was going to shoot up. Looked at the shark here. Like I said, it does look like a shark fin, so it's actually pointing in the upward direction. But overall, it's probably going to do exactly what we're saying. It's going to come up here and then shoot back down and finish out the week in the downtrend. But other than that, this is Terry D and your boy Tanner from the FX Analytics Academy. And if you guys would like to join the team, we would love to have you join the team. We would love to teach you how to trade, when to trade, what we see and what we do. Other than that, like I always say, remember to put God first and everything else will work itself out. Peace.